Welcome to the Localpreneur Show, a podcast dedicated to featuring community-based entrepreneurs, the principles they live by, and the success they're having making a difference in the world. Here's your host, Austin Kane.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Localpreneur Show. Again, my name's Austin with Vital Storm, and super excited to be here and hosting Willby from Albuquerque Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling out of Albuquerque, New Mexico today on this episode. Willby, let me turn things over to you here for a second. Let you introduce yourself to all the listeners and a little bit about who you are, who you work for, and some of the things you guys are doing.
Well, my name is Willby Evans. As you said, I currently work with Albuquerque Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. I've got 30 years in the mechanical trades. I'm licensed both in the HVAC trade and in the plumbing trades. I carry a mechanical contractor's license and soon to have an electrical contractor's license. And I'm also a safety, health, and environmental professional through the University of Texas at Arlington. So I act here as the safety and training manager, and I run our plumbing and HVAC apprenticeship here for the company as well.
Very cool. You mentioned UTA. That's where I went to school, graduated from as well. So,
okay.
Small world. But yeah, again, Willby, glad to have you here and kind of share your experience and some of the things that you guys are doing on the Localpreneur Show. And again, for those who may be listening for the first time, really what this show is all about is it's showing how local home service companies are making a difference in their communities. Some of the things that they're doing to give back, how they're changing the lives of the people around them, and even changing the lives of the people that work for them. And so we're here today to talk about all of those stories and share that with all of you that might be listening. So Willby, let's start with the impact that your organization is making in the local community. What are some of the things that you guys are doing on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, or maybe even yearly, to impact those around you? What are some of the charities that you might partner with, some of the special projects you guys might be involved in?
Well, while I'm certainly very proud to talk about some of the charities, I want to talk about something that not only our company contributes to the community around them, but everyone else that's in the skilled trades, especially the mechanical and electrical trades. What we really contribute to our communities is we save lives every day, and people don't think about that. You know, one of the number one causes of death in the world is waterborne illnesses. Thank your plumber that you can drink the water out of your faucet in most of our communities in this country. We don't specialize in construction. Our company does service, replacement, and repair. So we're going into your home, places of business, and we are repairing refrigeration systems. We're repairing heating systems. And when we do our job correctly, we're preventing waterborne illness, we're preventing food spoilage because we do work on, food handling systems. Walk-in freezers, restaurant, grocery stores. So we're preventing food spoilage and foodborne illnesses, and preventing carbon monoxide emergencies and those sorts of things when we work on gas systems, preventing explosions and fires. When we find dangerous conditions in these buildings, electrical conditions, dangerous conditions with the plumbing and the gas piping systems, and we correct them. And I want to say that's not just us. That's all of those people who are in the skilled building trades every day. That's what we do, is we save lives by correcting the situations. Except if we do our job right, nothing happens and nobody knows that.
Exactly. No, that's exactly right. And obviously super appreciative of it. And that's something that, like you said, impacts people's daily lives, and whether it's noticed or not, it's something that you guys are out there doing on a daily basis. And so to also kind of talk about, just Albuquerque Plumbing, Heating, Cooling. I mean, anything to note on the local charities or the impact you guys are doing in the local community?
Well, we have a number of local charities that, as a team, we've chosen to support. We do a lot of work with Girl Scouts in New Mexico, the Carrie Tingley Hospital Foundation, Watermelon Mountain Ranch, which is a pet rescue, animal rescue facility, the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation, Big Brothers and Big Sisters. We work a lot with Roadrunner Food Bank, a local homeless shelter called Joy Junction, and the Ronald McDonald House. And so those are a number of the different ones. And then there's another one locally called PB&J that we work with that help identify families in need
Yeah.
that we work with fairly regularly as well.
Yeah, and so out of those, I mean, all of those are great things, and you know, I've heard of a few of those. I mean, how did you guys come across those, or what are some of the things that you guys are doing to impact those organizations, or help out, or engage with them on?
Well, I know, for example, like with PB&J, which they're a local not-for-profit, they identified for us a family who was in serious financial need, and they needed help with plumbing repairs that they could not afford on their own. So this year we were able to go in and help them with that. With our local homeless shelter, it's common for us to donate clothing and jackets along with cash donations.
Right.
We usually adopt families during the holidays every year anonymously, you know, to help provide them with their holiday meals. And we run different members of our team will run different, I would guess say, campaigns throughout the year to help raise money and work on different things that is their passion. What's different about our company is we didn't at the corporate level decide, okay, we're going to support this, this, and this. This came about because of the different passions, the members of our team members. We have 114 team members. We don't say employees here. They're our team. They're our team
Right.
members.
Yep. Absolutely.
These were brought to us by our team members that they have a passion. Some of them have a passion for it because they had a need for these services at one time. And so that's kind of how that's come about. It's grown rather organically.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's kind of where you see, you know, when everybody's buying into it, and you know, the team's the one bringing those projects to you, or those opportunities. You know, I think that's when you know you've done it the right way, because they're also invested and they're wanting to partake and help better the lives of the people around them as well. So you know, I think that's awesome. You love to see that. You know, just kind of the general impact that you see that this is that these organizations are, or the impact you're having on these organizations per se. What's kind of that impact that you see when you guys are going out, you're doing these projects, you have your teammates involved? Just when the project's done, what's that general impact that you guys typically see?
What we see internally has more to do with the team morale. Many companies, when they get involved in charitable work, spend a lot of time advertising that they're doing it. That's not
Right.
why we're doing it. So sometimes the people we're helping don't even know we helped them. That's not the point. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
the point is to make a difference in our community anyhow. So a lot of what we see though is what it does to the morale and the sense of our values as an organization internally, for our team members to know that we're doing this, and this is something that you can be a part of.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Sorry, I've got my dogs are barging in through our office door, so I'm trying to keep it quiet in here. You know, I know I heard you mention that one of the organizations you guys partner with, you're doing some work at no cost, as part of kind of one of the organizational charity things you guys are doing. On another hand, have you guys ever done or provided free work for maybe people that were in need, and maybe it was elderly or veteran, obviously somebody not expecting it, or maybe they called in and they kind of just put it all out there for you, saying, you know, hey, this is the work we need. Any stories like that you guys just kind of stepped up to the plate, and the greater goodness of your heart, you did it?
We don't track that, but when one of our team members, you know, comes across a case where they want to help somebody out, there have been a number of occasions I've been involved in them myself, where I've met a customer or someone in need that I know cannot afford our services, where the company has, you know, basically allowed me to do the work for, you know, as a volunteer.
Yeah.
You know, providing materials at cost. It's a case by case basis, but I can't give you, it's not something we track. But I can think of two examples that I was, back when I was still on my tools, you know, that I was personally involved in. Hey, these people cannot afford this. We have a health problem in their home. We need to do something. What can we do?
Yeah.
And I was allowed to donate my time and provide materials at cost.
That's awesome. Yeah.
For these folks, you know, to take care of that. Again, we don't advertise that a lot. We just take care of it as we see as a
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things, if you tried talking about it yourself or advertise it or put it out there, then it almost would seem like you guys were maybe bragging a little bit, but here we obviously want to highlight that if that opportunity is there, we'd love to share that with people, because you guys are taking care of the people in your community. And I think that's the biggest story there. Well, we also, I know you had mentioned a little about the team already, but let's talk about your organization and how you guys are making an impact on the people that are there. They're lining up, wanting to work for you guys. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to help them be better professionally and personally? And maybe if there's a story about somebody that maybe has ventured off and maybe started their own business or has a great success story, feel free to share that as well.
Well, one of the things that we wanted very badly for our team members was the correct training. And you may not be aware of this, but there's a real problem with getting the proper training in the skilled building trades out there. Most people go on a job site and you learn from a guy who learned from a guy who learned from a guy. And that's been going on for several decades. And the schools even push the kids away from the skilled trades as if it was something to be ashamed of, to do only if you couldn't get into college.
That's exactly right.
The skilled trades really are science, technology, engineering, and math trades. They're STEM trades. So we're very proud that we were able to start up our own registered apprenticeship. That means we are recognized. We have met the Federal Department of Labor standards for an apprenticeship, for an in-house schooling program that is free of charge to our team members.
That's awesome.
It's a 4-year program. And even if we've had some that take our training and have gone off and become our competitors, that's okay. As long as they're doing a good job, they know how to do their job well, and they're out there protecting the public health and safety in our trades, then that's okay. And we're happy for that. And yes, we do have one young man that spent some time with us, now owns his own business. He still calls me for advice once in a while because, he's younger in the trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have two female apprentices now. I'm about to have a third. One of them used to work in our call center.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now she's a second-year plumbing apprentice and she's doing great. And so to be able to provide that job training that they can use, whether it's in our organization or they start their own business or they move on to another organization to us, we think that that's just, it's kind of like the old thing about you give a man a fish, he eats for today, but you teach him to fish, he eats for a lifetime.
Yep.
That was a big part of putting together the school. And I got to tell you, a lot of other organizations that are in our trade that we deal with and talk to thought it was a silly idea. You're just going to be spending money. Why do that? Just hire guys.
Yeah.
Keep hiring guys that never had the schooling. So we're going to have
exactly right. No, I think that's a really cool opportunity. I've only heard of that one other time. And I mean, it's kind of like the saying, you obviously never want people to leave. You want to train them up and then stay forever. But as long as they leave better than what they showed up to, I mean, you've done the job right. That's kind of the whole point of it. You want to help people grow and be better professionally and personally, whether they're with you or not. So.
And I'd like to add to that. I would rather train somebody and have them leave than not train them and have them stay.
Right.
I mean, what that does, and especially the risks to the public health and safety in the community, we take that. If we don't train them correctly, we can cause serious problems to a person's place of business or home, including life safety issues.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I 100% agree there. So Willby, I know that we've covered a lot of some of the things that you do personally and the company does in the local community and the things you do within your organization and the team members you guys have. Any other parting stories that you have on the top of your mind ready to share with everybody that might listen here today?
Well, I'm going to encourage anyone else who is listening to the podcast. I'd imagine they're listening because they might be entrepreneurs themselves or thinking about going into business. Think about not just what you can do for your community, but also about putting together a good training program for your team members, even if they leave. That's very important. No, absolutely. That's perfect. Well, hey, I know that, anybody listening can pick up a few things from today's episode. And, again, I enjoyed having you on here on the Localpreneur Show and, looking forward to the next episode. And again, for those of you listening today, I hope you were taking notes because Willby shared some great information. So again, thank you, Will. Thank you very much for having me on.
Thanks again for listening to the Localpreneur Show. For more of our daily content, feel free to check out Josh or Austin's LinkedIn.